He's present. That's why many times our relationship with Imam is based on a very weak foundation. If we say, Adrikni ya sahib al-zaman, and we say it with certainty, saying Salaam alaikum, alaikum as-salam to a salutation is wajib. We have in our hadith that if somebody comes to you, he says Salaam alaikum, it's wajib to say alaikum as-salam. If I say Assalamu alayka ya hujjat Allah fi ardh, it's wajib for Imam to reply. Yet, what dictates whether he replies sooner or later is the sincerity of my salutation. Why am I saying salam? Imam is there. You know, sometimes I think to myself, ma'qoola, honestly, Imam Mahdi is sitting on the sidelines and he's seeing what's happening to Shia. How is this possible? Why is he interfering in the situation? You know, Imam is there. Yet what's stopping him is not the command of Allah. What's stopping him is us. Sometimes I ask the question, is Imam in ghaibah or is it us who are in ghaibah? Imam is there. He says 1400 years ago, I was ready. Yet what's stopping me from coming is my Shia. I need them to come with me. I need them to aid me. I need them to support me. Imam is there and he knows what's happening to the Shia. Allah is my witness and the Quran and Hadith are here to support me. If you say, Adrikni ya sahib al-zaman, and you say it with sincerity, Imam will say, Wa alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullah. I remember a man in the prison of Abu Ghraib. They say, you know the prison of Abu Ghraib for Saddam. He would put in this prison his detainees, he would torture them, he would do, you know, all of that bad stuff to them. So they say one man there was an Iraqi, he's being tortured, and they come to him and they whip him whip after whip, slash after slash. The man he falls unconscious. While he's unconscious, he sees in his dream the 12th Imam. The 12th Imam comes to him, he tells him, Imam, how many times did I say, Adrikni ya sahib al-zaman? Didn't you hear me? He told him, yes, I heard you. He told him, why didn't you answer me then? He told him, how many times did they whip you on your back? He told him, Imam, they whipped me nearly 100 times. He said, remove your shirt and count the whips on your back. The man says he turns around, he removes his shirt, and he counts 10 whips. Imam tells him, how many whips are on your back? He says, 10. He says, how many times did they slash you? He said, 100. Imam looks at him, he tells him, who do you think took the other 90? He tells him, who do you think was there while they were oppressing you? You said, Adrikni, and I said, Labbaik. You said, help me, and I said, I am there to support you. Imam says, I am there, yet you have to call on to me. And not only do you have to call on to me, but you have to prepare for me proactively. You see, brothers, it's truly an embarrassment. And I say it not as a scold or to be, in a way, commanding or forceful. It's embarrassing that our Imam doesn't have 313 to come and aid him. It's honestly embarrassing. It's a khajla, it's an embarrassment. Imam says, prepare yourself. The question rises, how could I prepare myself for my Imam? The first and foremost thing that we have to do to prepare for our Imam is what? Is to know our Imam. Many times we don't know our Imam. You find when Abu Abdullah went to Karbala, the first thing that he told them, he said, recognize me before you kill me. For wallah, once you know me, you wouldn't have the audacity to kill me. Know me before you kill me. Imam Mahdi alayhi salam says, know who I am, understand my message, understand my mission. And you know what's ironic to say? That the enemy knows Imam Mahdi more than us. You know the enemy, I remember I was watching one day a show with my father, Meet the Press, and they have a governor sitting down. And they're asking him questions. They tell him, if you attack this specific country, you know, scenarios, Islamic country, if you attack them, and you find out that they have the same weapons as you, what do you think about that? He said, oh, that's a big problem. He told him, what if you attack them and you miss? He said, oh, that's tragedy. He told him, what if you attack them, you miss, and they attack you back? He says, that's a big problem. He told him, if scenario after scenario is worse, one worse than the other, why are you still going to attack such a country? He says, because even worse than that is if a man by the name of Mahdi comes from the land of Mecca with flags in his hand, coming to overthrow our agendas. This is a non-Muslim. This is one who doesn't even follow Imam Mahdi, yet he's scheming and planning, rotating around the appearance of our 12th Imam. The enemies, they're preparing for Imam, and they're rotating their schemes around him, yet the Shia can care less. The Shia say, Ya Imam, we'll say Assalamu alayk ya Sahib al-Zaman, yet when it comes to action, many are far away from that. We say, oh Imam, I want you to come and I have to proactively prepare for it. One of the things we have to begin to improve is our salah. Salah today in our communities is seen as something cultural, as something secondary. When you study Ahlul Bayt, you see that salah was something that enshaped their life. It enshaped their character. It molded them into the people that they are. That's how I remember a story by Malik al-Ashtar. They say Malik one day is walking, and the man throws the seed of the date at him. Malik would walk with his hoodie due to his humility and humbleness. The man takes this day, he lodges it at Malik al-Ashtar. Malik keeps on walking. A man comes to this man, he tells him, do you know who you just threw a date at? He told him, no, who was it? He told him that was the commander of the army of Amir al-Mu'mineen. You know Malik, the same one that Ali says, Malik was to me like I was to Rasulullah. Imagine. So he says this was the commander of the army of Amir al-Mu'mineen. If he wanted to, he would chop your head off instantly. He told him, oh my God, that was Malik al-Ashtar. As if it wasn't Malik, it was okay. He says, that was Malik? He says, yes. He goes and he chases the footsteps of Malik and he sees him in a masjid. He tells him, Malik, please forgive me, I didn't know who you were. He waits for him to finish his 2 rak'at salah. He sees Malik is praying, so he stays quiet. He finishes for Malik to finish his salah. He comes to him, he tells him, Malik, wallah, I didn't know who you are, please forgive me. Listen to the reply of Malik and realize how salah enshaped who he was as a human being. He told him, do not worry about it. Then what do you mean? He told him, do you see those 2 rak'at I just prayed? I prayed them asking Allah for your forgiveness. Look how salah enshaped the life of Malik. When Allah comes and says, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَا عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنْكَرِ وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. Indeed, salah stops you from doing that which is evil. Salah is something practical. Many times we're praying, we say, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Guide us to the straight path. We finish, we go and we back by everybody we know. As in, what path of mustaqim are you talking about? I say, Ya Allah, guide me. And that's beautiful. Now I have to go and search for that path of guidance. I have to go and travel and find, where could I find Allah Azza wa Jal? Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam emphasize on preparing for Imam Mahdi. Why? Because he is the one who will transfer that tear of Fatimah into a smile. He is that one who will recompense for the torture that Ahlul Bayt went through. When Allah says in Surah 28, verse number 5, Surah Al-Qasas, He says, وَنُرِيدُ أَن نَمُنَّ عَلَى الَّذِينَ اسْتُضْعِفُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَنَجْعَلَهُمْ أَئِمَّةً وَنَجْعَلَهُمُ الْوَارِثِينَ. And we want to recompense for those who have been oppressed in the universe and appoint them as imams, أئمة, وَنَجْعَلَهُمُ الْوَارِثِينَ. And to appoint them as inheritors. That for us to understand the 12th Imam, we first have to look introspectively at ourselves. That what have I done to prepare for Imam? Allah has blessed me with resources. Allah has blessed me with the best of substance. You know, the substance that the religion of Islam has is a substance which is incomparable with any other religion. Yet you know what we lack? Marketing. Islam is the greatest religion with the best of substance, yet it's the religion with the worst marketing. Other religions, no, exact opposite. They have the worst of substance, yet the best of marketing. See, today, for example, you go to a Christian TV channel, you find that priest sitting in front of millions of people with the chandeliers coming down. Even if you're a non-Muslim, you just want to keep on watching this channel. What is he saying? Believe in Jesus, the Lord and Savior. Believe in this, believe in that. No problem, I agree. Yet give me something substantial. Give me something logical. Give me something that makes sense. No, there's nothing. But people buy it. Why? Because today it's a law in society that if you have the worst product, you know how to market it correctly, people are going to buy it. And if you have the best product, but you don't know how to market it correctly, nobody's going to buy it. Islam today, what's the problem with the Muslims today? Is that they lack marketing of the religion of Islam. Market it in a way which is acceptable and approachable to the non-Muslim. Market it in a way which the non-Muslim says, wow, that's profound. That's something I would love to follow. You know, today statistics come and tell you that 60% of Americans say they know nothing about Islam. 2% come and say they know something about Islam. And 10% believe that Muslims worship the moon. 10% believe that Muslims worship the moon. If he doesn't know who we are, how do you expect him to respect us? If he doesn't know who Muslims are, how do we believe that he's going to see us as human beings just like him? If he doesn't know the Prophet was a man of mercy, the very man who says if he is a Jew, if he is a Muslim, make him a brother. Doesn't matter about his religion. Wasn't Ali ibn Abi Talib who came and he said, people are of two types. Either you're brothers in humanity, you're equals in humanity, or you're brothers in faith. This is the ideology that Islam came with. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ. Indeed, mu'mineen are brothers. Brotherhood. Today in our communities we lack brotherhood. Too much tension between each other. Too much envy, hatred between each other. He's not from this family, he's not from that. Doesn't matter. He's doing haqq for the sake of Allah. Believe in it and follow him and aid him in what he does. Rasulullah and Abu Abdullah in Karbala had non-Muslims with him. Notice how crucial it is to approach Islam in a logical, in a universal fashion. Because it's only then non-Muslims would see that this religion is something that came for them as well. You go to Karbala and you see what Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam did. He came with a message that was acceptable to every human being. They mention a story by the name of Wahab. Wahab al-Kalbi. They say Wahab was a Christian man and he was passing from Kufa, going back to his hometown, and he passed by the land of Karbala. They say that he passes by and he sees a man with nur illuminating from his face. He came to him, he told him, "Oh man, who are you?" He said, "I am Hussein, grandson of the Holy Prophet." He told him, "Prove this to me." They say that Imam Hussein performed some miracles for him and he believed in the message of Islam. He told him, "Could I fight for the religion of Islam?" He said, "Absolutely." But as you know, Wahab had a wife with him who was a newlywed. Some hadith say for 17 days he was only married, 17 days. So Wahab had a mother and a newlywed wife who was with him, his wife. He asks them, he turns around, he says, "Could I go to the battlefield?" His mother says, "Go, Wahab, go and fight." His wife, on the other hand, was insisting that he doesn't go. She told him, "Don't go to the battlefield. We just got married. We have a life ahead of us. We have a mission. We have a household, children to conceive. Do not go, O Wahab." He says, "I'm going to go anyways." Wahab goes and he fights. While he steps onto the battlefield, he notices that his wife comes and runs after him as well. She grabs a pole and she begins to fight with him. He looks back at her. He tells her, "Excuse me, I don't understand. Just a few moments ago, you were the one telling me don't go, and now you're the one telling me go and fight for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein." She tells him, "Oh Wahab, when I heard Abu Abdullah say, 'Ala hal min nasirin yansuruna, ala hal min mu'inin yu'inuna, ala hal min dhabin yadhibbu an haramillah,' my heart broke into pieces." They say that she fights with Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam until she becomes a shaheeda. Wahab is killed as well. Umar ibn Sa'ad commands that the head of Wahab is beheaded. They take the head of Wahab and they throw it back to his mother. Instantly, Wahab takes the head and she throws it back to him. She tells him, "This head is sadaqah, and once sadaqah is given, it could never be taken back." She was a Christian lady. Yet she seen that Hussein's message was universal. They say she cries on this head until one of the enemies of Allah comes in, hits her on the head, and she becomes a shaheeda as well. That's why when Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was in the last moments of his life, you find that Umar ibn Sa'ad would send man after man to kill him. They would send Muslims, they would send people from different tribes to come and behead Abu Abdullah. And they noticed everyone who would go to his body would be shocked and numbed by his nur, and they would run away instantly. Until Umar ibn Sa'ad sent a Christian man. He told him that you are Christian, you don't